They don't want to be seated.
You maybe turn your microphone on and be more scary.
Oh. Good Shabbos. Wait, my mic is still not on. Good Shabbos, and it is wonderful to be here with all of you.
Good Shabbos, everybody.
This morning in Reform Judaism, Rabbi David Ellenson and Shalom Lamb, who's the CEO of Operation Benjamin, wrote this piece that really sets the tone for this Memorial Day weekend. So even before we light our Shabbat candles, for which I need a volunteer, so start thinking about it, I share this with you. This is excerpts from it. When the telegram arrived, we all knew what that meant. But my parents didn't speak English, so I went inside and read it to them. You can imagine, it was a very tough day. That's 99-year-old Harry Cordova's recollection of an event that happened 79 years ago when he had to tell his parents, Turkish immigrants, that his older brother Sam was one of the first U.S. soldiers killed fighting Japanese forces in the Pacific during World War II. One can only imagine the increasingly desperate condition of the U.S. soldiers without any resupply, as the wrenching decision was made in Washington, D.C. to focus on the war in Europe at that stage, essentially sacrificing the U.S. soldiers in the Pacific theater. Soldiers killed in action were hastily buried as survival became the paramount concern. Following the war, the U.S. government undertook the enormous and costly task of gathering all her dead war dead for burial in magnificent national cemeteries around the world. Unfortunately, despite the extraordinary lengths our government went to ensure accuracy, mistakes were made. Hundreds of Jewish soldiers were buried in error under Latin crosses. We estimate that 400 to 500 Jews remain interred under incorrect markers. Operation Benjamin was founded in 2019 to replace with the Star of David the headstones of Jews buried under a cross. 75 years after these soldiers made the ultimate sacrifice in the cause of democracy and freedom, it was time to give them menucha nechuna, a proper resting spot, in keeping with whom they were in life, Jews, and reuniting them with their ancestral faith. We have seen over and over again how erecting the Star of David provides comfort to the families of the fallen. Our work also enables the millions of visitors to the American military cemeteries to see and appreciate the shared sacrifice. The shared sacrifice that Jewish soldiers like Corporal Sam Cordova have made in the defense of liberty and freedom for all humankind. Sam was not the only member of his Sephardic family to die in action. His nephew, Marine Corps Captain Sam Gary Cordova, named in his memory, was killed in action when his Phantom F-4 jet was shot down over Laos in August 1972. When Operation Benjamin researchers contacted the Cordova family to tell them that we had discovered that Corporal Sam Cordova was buried under a cross, Harry Cordova, the only one of 8 brothers still living, and aware in the 1940s of his brother's burial under this Christian symbol, said, "We didn't know why he was buried under a cross, and we didn't know we could do anything to correct the mistake." Despite the pandemic, the American Battle Monuments Commission and Operation Benjamin worked tirelessly to have the ceremony take place in Manila, Philippines on December 19th, 2020, 79 years to the day after Sam was killed in action. Harry told the assembled dignitaries and members of the local Jewish community via video, "We are a proud Sephardic Jewish family. Some of us have lived for this country, and some of us have died for it." May Corporal Sam Cordova's memory be for a blessing. And if you want to reread this story and a little bit more, it's on Reform Judaism on the website. So in honor of all those who fought for our country, those who have been buried properly and those who need to be their stones reburied. And if you remember a few years ago, we had my cousin Alan Weinshell come speak about the Normandy Cottage Project, in which he went through Normandy and tried to learn about all the soldiers buried there who were Jewish, and wrote a book, or put together a book with a photo of each one and a story of each one. So we know throughout the Jewish and throughout American history, Jews have fought and died for this country. So this Memorial Day, we honor them and we think of them on this Shabbat. We bring in Shabbat with the singing of Hine Matov, how good it is to be together.
Hine Matov, Umanayim, Sheberachim, Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Umanayim, Sheberachim, Gam Yachad. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine Matov, Umanayim, Sheberachim, Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Umanayim, Sheberachim, Gam Yachad. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine Matov, Umanayim, Sheberachim, Gam Yachad. Hine Matov, Umanayim, Sheberachim, Gam Yachad.
We turn to page 120 for the lighting of the Shabbat candles. And do I have any volunteers who would like to light the Shabbat candles today? Fern, please come join us.
I'm going, all right. No.
It's so scary playing with fire alone.
And I would love to get this in the, I can't do it. Trust us, we're lighting the Shabbat candles. Now it's crooked.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'hanener shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Let us
128. The sun on the treetops is no longer seen. Come, gather to welcome the Sabbath, our Queen. Behold her descending, the holy, the blessed, and with her the angels of peace and of rest. Draw near, and here abide. Draw near, O Sabbath bride. Peace also to you, you angels of peace. We continue with Lecha Dodi on page 138.
Lecha Dodi, Lekrat Kala, Shabbat, Lecha Bela, Lecha Dodi, Lekrat Kala, Shabbat, Lecha Bela, Shamor Bezachor, Biri Borakad, Ishmiyar, Elam Echad, Adonai Echad, Shemo Echad, Shemo Tiferet, V'Liga Hila, Lecha Dodi, Lekrat Kala, Shabbat, Lecha Bela, Lecha Dodi, Lekrat Kala, Shabbat, Lecha Bela, and now we rise to greet the Sabbath bride. Oh, even Shalom, Ateret Bala, Gam B'Simcha, Uvsola, Tov Emunei, Om Segula, Bo'ichala. Can we turn back together?
As we turn to page 146, we continue with the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Page 148. Ma'ariv Aravim, roll into dark.
Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day.
Page 150. Everlasting love, you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Day and night, show us the way, teaching us to number our days. When we rise, when we lie down, Abba Olam, Behave Chayenu, Be'orek Yameinu, U'Ba'enega, Yom Ha'Malayla, Ahavat Olam, Yisrael, Ahavat Mitzvot, Chukim u'Mishpatim, Otanu lemadita. Behave Chayenu, Be'orek Yameinu, U'Ba'enega, Yom Ha'Malayla.
The Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Try that too. The V'ahavta can be found on page 154. Together, V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantan levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech Ushachbecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot bein einecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Lama'an tiskaru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem Emet. On page 157, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, and that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Mi Chamocha, page 158.
Mi Chamocha, Mi Chamocha, Mi Chamocha, Mi Chamocha, Mi Chamocha, Mi Chamocha, Bokeyom lifnei Moshe, Ze'elu me'ameru. Adonai imlok le'olam va'ed. Mi hamocha, mi hamocha, mi hamocha, mi hamocha, mi hamocha, mi hamocha ba'elim Adonai. Page 160, Hashkiveinu. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu Leshalom. Hamideinu Shalreinu L'chaim, L'chaim. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shomecha, V'tavneinu B'etzat Torah Milfanecha, V'hoshienu L'man Shemecha. Ashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom. Hamideinu Shalreinu L'chaim, L'chaim. Ufros Aleinu Sukat Shomecha, V'tavneinu B'etzat Torah Milfanecha, V'hoshienu L'man Shemecha. How beautiful. A special prayer for Shabbat. It happens to be on page 255, but you might just want to listen. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw nearer to life, to peace, to joy. May we find true rest, holiness in our deeds, worth in our study of Torah. Let us feed on the love of goodness. Let us drink from the love of goodness. Restrain our thirst for excess and cleanse our hearts to serve life well. On this holy Shabbat, may we draw near in life, in peace, and in joy. We turn to the Amidah on page 166 as we rise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, Hanorah, Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei hakol, Zocher chasdei avot b'imahot, U'mevii geulah לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע מלא, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מחלל חיים וחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. צומד נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסירים, ומקיים באמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומידות מלאות, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן על החיות עמו. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. Page 173, we pray responsively. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find solace in this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. May this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat. And on page 175, Ritzay.
Adonai Eloheinu, ve'amcha Yisrael. B'ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, ve'amcha Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai she'odcha levadecha
We turn now to the Modim, our prayers of Thanksgiving on page 176. And I invite those of you on Zoom to put something you're thankful for in the chat. And today I was thinking maybe it could be for relatives who have fought for this country, or for friends or loved ones, those who have successfully fought, well, they all successfully fought, but those who did survive and those who have passed. And that would help us as a community to remember and to say thank you. Our prayer is on page 177. God of goodness, please join me. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hato shimcha lecha na'eh lehodot. And we turn to Shalom Rav. We pray for peace, peace here, peace in Israel, peace throughout the world, and peace within ourselves. Shalom Rav, page 178.
Shalom Rava Yisrael Nasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Nasim Leolam. Ki hatamu melechadon lechol hashalom. Ki hatamu melechadon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rava Yisrael nasim leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael nasim leolam. V'tom beinecha lemarech et amcha Yisrael. בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים
We take these next few moments for silent prayer, for the prayers of our own hearts, souls, and minds.
Let's see what happens. Dear God of our ancestors, dear God of our ancestors, help us renew our faith, help us renew our faith. Grant us a perfect healing, grant us a perfect healing. Bring peace to all our days, bring peace to all our days. La, refine Allah, refine Allah new. Restore strength of body, restore strength of body. Help clarify our mind, help clarify our mind. Refresh our tired spirits, refresh our tired spirits. Rejuvenate our life, rejuvenate our life. Refine our life, refine our life. Thank you for all these blessings. Thank you for all these blessings. Throughout our days and nights. Throughout our days and nights. We celebrate the journey. We celebrate the journey. This precious gift of life. This precious gift of life. Refine our life. Refine our life.
Thank you, Cantor, and thank you, Jody. What beautiful music tonight. And that last piece was a special request from me. And we selected it, Elna Refana La. Oh God, please heal her. Because those words are the only prayer uttered in our Torah portion. Uttered in the whole Torah, and they're in our Torah portion this evening. Oh God, please heal her, is what Moses said when Miriam was stricken with leprosy. Have you ever been to temple and seen someone make a judgment? They don't belong here. Maybe they were a person of color and you assumed that they were lost and asked them if they needed help or something worse. I hope you were mortified if that happened. But this happens too often in Jewish settings and reminds me of this week's Torah portion, Bahalotecha. Abraham and Aaron were talking. Miriam and Aaron, Moses' sister and brother, were talking. And they said, he married a Cushite woman. While that phrase doesn't sound so bad to us, they were describing Moses' wife as Ethiopian or Egyptian or some kind of other. And it generally refers to a dark-skinned person. They were pointing out that Moses married outside of their tribe and that she was not welcome in their exclusive club. Today, we would call this a microaggression. What did I say? I'm just pointing out the facts. She is Cushite. There was no underlying context here. Statements like this, however, create insiders and outsiders. Chris Harrison, in an article on audacious hospitality, talks about the perpetrators of microaggressions, that they are often good, moral people like you and me, and are often not even aware that they are committing them, the microaggressions. But the result, nonetheless, is that individuals on the receiving end of these actions may feel unwelcomed, alienated, or unsafe in the spaces where they belong. Unfortunately, we still make the same errors today. Rabbi Alex Kress teaches in Reform Judaism's 10 Minutes of Torah, when we see anyone outside of our ashkenormative perception, you like that word, ashkenormative perception, of who is a Jew, we turn into Moses and Aaron and say, you aren't like us. As our Torah portion makes clear, there is no room for exclusivity in our community. God, irate that they would criticize Moses, descends upon Aaron and Miriam in a cloud. And when the cloud departs, Miriam is stricken with sara'at, the scaly skin ailment associated with the punishment for slander, says Sifrei Mitzurah. And this is why leprosy is often associated with Lashon Hara, gossip. It's more than just this story that Miriam slanders and then is stricken with leprosy. It's also a play on the words Mitzurah, Tzara'at, and Motzi Shemra, bad speaking. What was the punishment? What happened to Miriam for this, besides just getting the leprosy? She was shut out of the camp for 7 days. And the people did not march on until Miriam was readmitted. Now, we could say she was shut out of the camp because she had a contagious disease and they wanted to contain it, something we know far too much about these days. But Miriam was forced outside of the very boundaries she was attempting to erect and enforce, Rabbi Kress points out, to recover from the illness brought on by her actions, and also for the community to move on. Miriam, not Moses or his wife, had to leave the community. This is a lesson in radical inclusivity. Today, we might call these microaggressions and putting up walls and barriers bullying. Why do people bully? Why do we seem to have an innate human need to put others down, or in doing so, to lift ourselves up? I believe this comes from not feeling whole, not feeling shalem, the Hebrew word for complete. We are not at peace with ourselves, and we feel mistakenly that we will feel better, more at peace, when we put others down and elevate ourselves. We all know on one level this does not work. And actually, it almost makes matters worse. And when we take it off the playground or the mahjong table or the golf course, and to the arena of nations and countries, this same thinking can lead to war. Not to wholeness, shalem, not to peace, shalom, but to killings and destruction. We need to really wrestle with who we are and how we, each one of us, can be more inclusive. It starts on a personal level, but we, the synagogue, need to wrestle too. Rabbi Kress teaches, in a world in which, according to the Pew Research Center, 72% of non-Orthodox marriages are interfaith, we must dispel exclusionary attitudes towards others. We must not be silent when we hear people in our community espouse ideas and language that make others feel unwelcome. When we poison the ground on which we build holy space through word or action, we undermine the very project of creating sacred community that is so dear to each of our hearts. When we passively or actively make people feel different, we are actually thumbing our nose at God, in whose image we are all made. So this Shabbat, take time to work on becoming shalem. Look at the intentional and unintentional microaggressions that you may have committed. Then explore your reactions and your thinking, and look for these moments of excluding others in the world around you, and call them out when you see them. If we don't notice them, we won't even realize they need to be fixed. After we've identified them, then we need to begin using micro-affirmations, going out of our way to be inclusive and welcoming. Thinking about our word choices so that they do not exclude anyone, and gently correcting people when they are insensitive. This is our Jewish obligation, not to slander others or wrong them, but to create an inclusive community that not only tolerates others, but accepts them wholeheartedly and completely. Can you hear Ratzon? We turn now to page 586 as we rise for the Aleinu.
Aleinu Shabbat Adon HaKol, Latei Kedula Leoser Bereshi, Shelo Sanu Kigoye Aratzon, Dilo Samadu, Kimishpahu Adama, Shelo Sam Chelkenu Kahen, V'Gor Aleinu Kechol HaOlam, Anachnu Kolim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We turn now to page 598 for the Mourner's Kaddish. And this week we recall with great love those for whom we're in the period of Shiva: Robert Buzz Botwinick, father of Randy Mutterpearl, and those for whom we are in the month of mourning: Ruth Mossberg, aunt of Rabbi Moskowitz; Barry Isaacs, father of Jeremy Isaacs; Stephen David Aarons, father of Jen Fusco; and Rosalind Waldner, mother of Carol Garber. We also recall with great love Dorothy Barretts, Robert Berger, Robert Bloomstein, Charles Bornstein, Anthony Croce, Bessie Goldberg, Betty Grossman, Beverly Kahn, Gerald Kessler, Marvin Lachant, Martin Levy, Saul Lipson, Joseph Packer, Louis Pittman, Bernard Rubin, Anton Sieber, Frida Seltzer, Jess Tisman, Herbert Winston. And I see we've added Elliot Port to our list this evening. We remember them with love and let them continue to inspire us each and every day as we join together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yama divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yipa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudusha b'ruchu. Leila minko birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiram v'yama v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And we say, Amen. We remain standing for the Kiddush, which is on page 122 and 123. And we join with the Cantor with our very fine grape juice wine. It'll give you vitamin C, I decided, and sugar.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri agafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzav banu b'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hingilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom tekilah l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki banu v'amarta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon inkaldanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Chaim. Drink up, all of it. Please be seated. Our thoughts turn now to prayers of healing. We ask for healing for Elaine Appelbaum, for Nina Honig, for Bill Krasik, for Sandra Shops, mother of Brandon Shops and Dana Mersam, for Daniel Stegman, grandson of Maxine Atkins, for Dick Brofman, for Marlena Gershowitz, for Elliot Levitch, father of Fern Bernstein, for Eileen Kamensky, mother of Allison Schimmel, for Pam Levy and Mia Sklar and Joanne Sabato, all friends, relatives of Joel Rabin, for Linda Walters, mother of Marnie Gershowitz, for Jack Legros, father of Natasha Kalixi, for Mickey Plass, for Doreen Penchik, mother of Cindy Kaplan, for Phyllis Belford, my aunt, for Daniel Siegel, father of Chris Siegel. Who else are we praying for healing for today? You can add names to the Ms. Shaberach, the list on the chat, or if you're here, tell us. Miriam.
Marlon Nelson, Tracy Nelson.
Thanks. Judy.
Karen Adler.
Thanks. Wendy. Thank you. Natasha. Thank you. And all those you've added into the chat, Dr. Morty Levy, Elliot Levitch, Marla Block, Whitney Aronson, Charlie Bida, and I think we said everybody else. So let's hold them and all those who are in need of healing in our hearts today.
Mishebeirach Avoteinu Mekor Avraham Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. Mishebeirach imotenu mekor Avraham le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Amen va'amen, and a refuah shlema. And I want to add Norman Crite as well. So a full healing. Let us celebrate. I didn't pre-look at my list, so I know we have a ton of birthdays today. Some people who aren't with us. I think we got Robin Wiener last week, and Beth and Jeff Silverman have an anniversary today, and Marnie and Kevin Gershowitz have an anniversary today, and Elliot and Wendy Gershowitz have an anniversary today. Jake Pell's birthday is tomorrow. Cheryl Haber's birthday is tomorrow. Cheryl Shops was this week. Mindy Rogers. Steve Kowalski, happy birthday. It is today.
Steve on today?
I don't know if I have to look on our list. Larry Feiner, happy birthday. Looking at my list. I don't know.
It's okay.
Maybe. I mean, something says Steve, but it could be other Steves.
Other Steve.
I don't think they're here. So put it in the chat if I'm missing you on Facebook. And how about here, Miriam?
It was my birthday last week, but I wasn't here.
Happy birthday. I did know that, and we wish you lots of love and blessings. And I'm going to take a look. Yeah, your dad just put it in there too. Not quick enough there. I missed that. And that's right, John Kane's birthday was this week. Natasha, happy birthday. When was your birthday? Or it's coming up? Coming up. Happy almost birthday. She's way in the back. I'm seeing if anybody else is popping out of my list for a second. The anniversary list is longer than the birthday list. The only month that happens is June. So what they say about June weddings, I think, is very true. I think we're good. So let's wish our friends a Shehechianu.
All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. Mazel tov.
Tough. And Sue Berland's birthday was this week, and Richie and Judy Berg's anniversary is today, and Linda and Stephen Marcus, and Stacy and David Blansky was yesterday. It has been a very, very busy time. Susan and Sam Rudman was this week. Mindy and Brett Rogers. And did I say Beth and Jeff Silverman? Theirs is today as well. So
You got Robin Wiener's birthday.
I got Robin Wiener's birthday, but I know she's not here tonight because she sent me an email, so I would make sure I didn't miss it last week. So never be worried. I mean, you should send me a text or an email if you want to make sure I don't miss you. But it has been so much fun to be together on Zoom this evening and to be together in person here. And we tried a little different setup this week, so we hope that worked. And it is also our honor and pleasure to have Robin Steinberg here to share some announcements with us. So we're going to ask Robin to join us. And do we have a mic? Are you going to share yours? And Jody, thank you again. So welcome. Thank you. Good to be here.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And happy birthday and anniversary to all those mentioned by Rabbi. Saturday, tomorrow, May 29th, we have 9 a.m. Torah study. Monday, May 31st, our building will be closed for the holiday. Tuesday, June 1st is Jewish Tangents. Come study with Rabbi Susie. It's a great class. Followed Friday, June 4th at 10:15 a.m. is Torah Yoga with Rabbi. And 4:00 p.m. is the grand opening of the sharing table. So please come and join us for that event if you can. It's right outside the temple off the parking lot. And at 7 p.m. Friday, June 4th is Shabbat Services on Zoom. And new time for summer is 7 p.m. And we might even start to hold some services outside soon. Sunday, June 6th, we are having a dog walk and play date with the Cantor at my house. We're going to walk the neighborhood, hang out in my backyard, come with or without your pooches. It's going to be a fabulous time. We're hoping for wonderful weather. June 10th at 7 p.m., Rabbi Laura Geller is going to be speaking on getting good at getting older. And this event is to kick off our synagogue village, which is Temple Beth Torah and Dix Hills Jewish Center have both been selected by the UJA Federation of New York as thriving congregations. And we have been chosen to form a unique community called the Village for our active adult congregants. So that's very exciting. And Monday, June 28th, put on your calendar. It's a big fundraiser. It's our golf outing at the Comac Hamlet. Registration is live on the website. There's going to be lots of activities that day. If you're not a golfer, come play mahjong or canasta, tennis, or pickleball, or just join us for lunch and dinner and sign up for raffles. It's going to be great. You can also sign up to be a sponsor or take out a journal ad. So please, if you can just join us that day for just one event or all events, it's going to be a fabulous day. Also, our last few days for the United Hatzalah, the drive is ending May 31st. So please go on our website, get some more information. We're collecting money to buy oxygen tanks for our ambulance, our motorcycle ambulances in Israel. It's a great, great thing to donate for, and it means a lot to the temple and to the state of Israel, especially at this time when it's so very much needed. And that's it. There's always more information. All our links to Zoom and more details can be found on our webpage at www.tbtny.org. Have a wonderful, safe holiday weekend, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Robin.
Thanks, Robin.
You're welcome.
And at the end of our United Hatzalah drive, we should have about $65,000 that was collected. Some of it is because what we collected was doubled by a grant from United Hatzalah, and some of it was a matching grant from our congregants, David and Ellen Wasserman. But our temple probably donated over $30,000, and we said, oh, we could have bought an ambucycle, and they said, actually, the oxygen tanks are needed more, and we're so appreciative. So it's really quite amazing. And thank you to Miriam and Bill and Rita that made all the difference. So thank you.
You can keep talking while I do my.
Okay. I can, and we actually had a whole committee. Some people made phone calls. There's so much happening, and please join us June 28th. We can't wait to all be together outside for the golf outing, and so many ways to support. It's our big fundraiser for the year, and it's been a difficult year to have a fundraiser, so it's really, really special, and we are honoring the most delightful, wonderful people, Kevin and Marnie Gershowitz. So come out and let's support them, let's support the temple, and let's have fun while doing it. And that's June 28th. If you have kids, they will have gone off to camp by then. And we could just have a really, really fun day.
We're going to close with a little bit of patriotism for Memorial Day weekend. This land is your land. No. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Oh, beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grace, for purple mountain majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on me, and crown my good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. And I'm proud to be an American, where in East I know I'm free. And I won't forget the ones who died, who gave that right to me. And I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Please rise. Oh God, continue to bless us, continue to bless America, and continue to help us find shalom and shalem and peace throughout the world. And let us say,
Amen.
Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.